The pressure of life and work, why you should be alone and camp alone. Modern life brings people many opportunities and conveniences, but at the same time, it also creates a lot of pressure. With the development of technology, social networks, and work, we are increasingly caught up in the fast-paced society. Work pressure, social expectations, and strict requirements from ourselves make many people fall into a state of stress and mental exhaustion. Therefore, spending time alone and camping alone is becoming more and more popular and necessary to help people find peace in life. 1. Pressure from work and life. Work pressure. Work pressure is one of the main causes of stress for people. In today's fiercely competitive environment, people always have to strive to achieve the best results. Long working hours, large workloads, and high performance requirements make many people feel exhausted. In addition, modern technology and online connection tools make work never-ending. Work emails and messages can come at any time, even when people are resting, leading to a state of constant stress. Pressure from the expectations of bosses, colleagues, and customers also makes many people fall into a state of anxiety. In particular, not achieving the set goals or not satisfying high requirements at work can make many people feel self-conscious and disappointed in themselves. Pressure from personal life. In addition to work, pressure from personal life also plays an important role in creating stress for people. We are always faced with expectations from family, friends, and society. Standards of success, happiness, and social status often create a sense of pressure to achieve. Questions like, when will you buy a house? When will you get married? Can create an invisible sense of pressure, making many people feel tired. Financial pressure is also a big problem in modern life. The rising cost of living, along with balancing income and expenses, makes many people constantly worry about personal finances. Loans, debts, family expenses, and expectations of a financially stable life add to the burden. Pressure from social comparison. The development of social networks makes it easy for people to compare their lives with others. When seeing the success and happiness of others online, many people cannot help but feel inferior and impose higher expectations on themselves. Comparing your life to others on a regular basis affects your spirit and creates unnecessary pressure. 2. Why you should be alone to relieve stress. In the context of modern stressful life, being alone sometimes becomes a necessary need to help people escape from the noise and stress. When we are alone, we have time to reflect, listen to ourselves, and find inner peace. Helps renew energy. Being alone gives us a private space to restore energy after stressful working days. When we do not have to face expectations from others or work pressure, our spirit can be relaxed, helping our body and mind recover. Increases concentration and creativity. Being alone also helps improve concentration and creativity. When we are not distracted by social interactions or work, we can focus on our thoughts and ideas. This is an opportunity to reflect on life, reorient our goals, and find new solutions to personal problems. Reduce stress and anxiety. Being alone reduces the pressure from the surrounding environment, thereby reducing stress and anxiety. We no longer have to face judgment, expectations, or comparisons from others, which helps the mind become more relaxed. 3. Benefits of camping alone. Camping alone is an activity that helps people connect with nature and find balance in life. This is not only a way to relieve stress, but also brings many great benefits to mental and physical health. Connecting with nature. Nature has a powerful effect on the human mind. When living in nature, people feel the tranquility and peace that urban life cannot provide. The sounds of the forest, the sound of the stream, or the chirping of birds help us feel comfortable and relaxed. Nature also helps people reconnect with themselves. When we are alone in the wild, we have the opportunity to reflect on the true values in life, and this helps to reshape our goals and direction. Developing independence. Camping alone requires people to be independent and confident in their abilities. Setting up a tent, preparing meals, and facing challenges in nature helps us develop survival skills and self-confidence. This not only makes us stronger physically, but also helps develop self-esteem and patience. Relieve stress and anxiety. Camping in nature is an effective way to relieve stress and anxiety. Without the pressure of work or urban life, we can relax our minds and enjoy peaceful moments. Simple activities such as walking in the woods, sitting by a campfire, or looking at the starry sky help refresh our spirit and become more relaxed. Boost creativity. When we are no longer distracted by work and social interactions, our creativity is more developed. Nature, with its wild beauty and silence, is a rich source of inspiration for new ideas. Camping alone not only helps us find peace, but also awakens the hidden creativity in each person. The pressures of modern life and work can leave us feeling physically and mentally drained. In this context, spending time alone and camping alone is a great way to regain balance and reconnect with nature and yourself. Peaceful moments in nature not only reduce stress but also bring great benefits to mental health, creativity, and self-confidence. And now we will listen to the story of a girl named Maria. Why, when her work and career were developing, she suddenly made a bold decision, leaving the city and returning to the mountains, camping and surviving alone every day? Do you know why? Follow this story to the end. Maria, the girl who gave up everything to find herself in nature. Maria, a young and beautiful girl, was once the pride of her family and friends. She was born and raised in a bustling city where people constantly strive for fame and money. After graduating from university, Maria quickly found a good job with a high salary and wide-open promotion opportunities. She once thought that her successful life was predetermined and everything would continue to go up. The fatigue of the pressure of success. Every day, Maria wakes up in a luxurious apartment, carefully preparing to start a busy workday. She is always caught up in the relentless cycle of work, with meetings, big projects, and long-term strategies to achieve promotions. Maria earns a lot of money, has a full life in terms of material things, but her mind is increasingly empty. The pressure and fierce competition at work gradually erode Maria's mental energy. Despite her growing fame and career, Maria begins to feel lonely in the life she has built. Lonely evenings, small talk, but lack of depth, and constant fatigue make Maria wonder if this is what she really wants. Decided to give up everything and return to the forest. One day, after a stressful meeting and pressure about sales, Maria felt more exhausted than ever. She decided to take a leave of absence and leave the city. During her weeks of rest, Maria sought out remote forests, away from the noise and rush of city life. There, she began to feel something different, a peace that she had never felt when she was in the middle of a bustling life. Maria spent a lot of time walking in the forest, listening to the sounds of nature, feeling the fresh air, and relaxing her soul. She realized that she needed to connect more with nature, and that this was where she truly belonged. After careful consideration, Maria made a bold decision: to give up her high-paying job and thriving career to return to live in the mountains and forests. Camping alone and finding yourself. Maria started her new life with solo camping trips in the wild. She had fully prepared camping equipment, from tents, sleeping bags, to necessary items for long days living in the mountains and forests. Solo camping trips became an indispensable habit in Maria's life. It was not only a way for her to temporarily escape the pressures of life, but also a way for her to connect with herself. Camping alone brought Maria many significant benefits. Without the presence of others, she was completely free to do what she wanted. Every day, Maria woke up early to catch the sunrise, listen to the chirping of birds, and immerse herself in the beautiful natural scenery around her. She felt the tranquility in her mind, something she had never experienced when living in the city. Camping helped Maria develop independence. She learned to prepare everything herself, from setting up a tent, making a fire, to preparing simple meals. The challenges of living in the wild made Maria stronger, both physically and mentally. When she was alone in the forest, Maria had to face invisible fears, but that helped her overcome her anxiety and become more resilient. Nature and silence helped Maria find peace. During her camping trips, Maria clearly felt the silence that nature brought. Without the noise of vehicles, without the pressures of work or society, Maria could completely relax her soul. In the evenings, sitting by the campfire, she looked at the starry sky and felt her smallness in the vast universe. Nature also helped Maria learn to face herself. When she was no longer distracted by work or social life, she had time to reflect on herself, on the things that were truly important in life. She realized that happiness does not lie in fame or money, but in simplicity and inner peace. Benefits of camping alone for mental and brain health. Camping alone not only helps Maria relieve stress, but also brings many benefits to her mental and brain health. When living in nature, Maria feels her spirit is restored quickly. She is no longer stressed or anxious like before, but instead feels serene and peaceful. Camping trips help Maria improve her concentration and creativity. When she is no longer distracted by work and the hustle and bustle of life, she can focus on deeper thoughts and come up with new ideas. Maria also learns to control her emotions and find joy in small things. The trend of modern women camping alone. Not only Maria, but many modern women around the world are also choosing to camp alone as a way to relieve pressure and find themselves. Modern life, with its demands for success and perfection, has made many people feel tired and exhausted. Camping alone gives women the opportunity to temporarily leave behind the hustle and bustle of life, find peace and freedom in nature. Camping alone helps women increase their confidence and independence. When facing the challenges of nature, they learn how to take care of themselves and overcome their fears. This is also an opportunity for women to explore their abilities and realize that they can be stronger and more resilient than they think. Maria's story's ending and lessons. Maria's journey from city life to the mountains was not just a geographical journey, but also a spiritual one. She gave up what people considered success to find true peace and happiness from within. Her solo camping trips helped Maria connect with nature, develop her wisdom, and find the freedom she always craved. Maria's story is a reminder that sometimes we need to step back, away from the pressures of modern life to find ourselves. Nature, with its silence and pure beauty, can help us find answers to life's big questions. And most importantly, happiness does not lie in fame or money, but in simplicity, peace, and connection with ourselves. A parable about changing fate. Once upon a time, there was a beggar who went out to beg every day. He really wanted to change his fate, to live a more normal life, so he begged and saved up food bit by bit. But even though he had saved up food for many years, he had only saved up a little bit. He didn't understand what was going on. Suspecting that someone knew where he was hiding, one night he secretly hid in a corner to watch. As a result, he saw a big mouse come to eat the food he had worked so hard to save. He was very angry, jumped out, and caught it, and shouted, "The rich house is full of food, but you don't eat it. Why do you have to steal the food I worked so hard to save?" Suddenly the mouse said, "Your fate is only this little bit. You can't fill it up anywhere. It can't be changed." The beggar was stunned and asked the mouse why. The mouse told him, "I don't know either. Go ask Buddha." So the beggar decided to go ask Buddha to find out what was the reason for his fate and why he could not change it. The next day, the beggar set out. He walked and begged, begging all the way, and went a very long way. One day, with great difficulty, he finally saw a house when it was dark, so he knocked on the door. A butler came out and asked him what he wanted, and he said he wanted some rice. Just then, the owner came out and saw him, so he asked the beggar why he was still out on the street so late. The beggar told his life story, saying that he wanted to go to the west to ask Buddha. After listening, the owner quickly invited him into the house and sat down, and gave him a lot of dry food and some silver. The beggar asked the owner what he meant by that. The owner said that his daughter was 16 years old and still could not speak. He asked him to go to the west to ask Buddha what was the reason. The owner said that he had sworn that whoever could make his daughter speak, he would marry her to that person. After hearing this, the beggar felt that since he was going to the west, he might as well help him ask Buddha, so he agreed. The beggar passed through many mountain paths and came to a mountain. He saw a temple and went in to ask for water. In the temple, there was a monk who looked very old but was clear-minded, holding a staff. The old monk gave him water, told him to rest for a while, and asked where he wanted to go. The beggar said that he wanted to go to the west. The monk asked him to help him ask Buddha. Strangely, he had been practicing for more than 500 years, so he should have ascended to heaven early, to a place with corresponding blessings. So why was he still able to go? So the beggar agreed with the monk. Continuing on his journey, the beggar had to overcome many difficulties. He came to a big river, but there was not even a boat on the river. He was very worried. What should he do? How could he get to the other side? He cried loudly, thinking that he had never expected his fate to be so miserable. Suddenly, a big turtle emerged from the river. The turtle asked the beggar why he was crying. The beggar recounted his past events. The turtle told him, "I have been cultivating for more than 1,000 years. Logically, I should have flown away long ago. Why am I still a turtle? If you go to the west, you can ask Buddha for help. I will take you to the other side." The beggar happily agreed. The beggar walked for who knows how many days, but he did not meet Buddha, nor did he see the west. He was confused for many days, very sad, and then fell asleep on the side of the road. Suddenly in his dream, Buddha appeared. The beggar was very happy. Buddha asked him that he had traveled such a long way, he must have something important to ask. The beggar said, "Yes, I want to ask a few questions, hoping Buddha can enlighten me." Buddha agreed, but there was one condition. He could only ask 3 questions. The beggar heard this and thought about what questions he should ask. He felt that his problem was not important at all. After all, he had gotten used to living like this. In the past time, after going such a long way, the resentment towards fate naturally faded a lot, no longer wishing to change it. The turtle had practiced for thousands of years. It was not easy. The turtle's question should be asked. Because the monk practiced for more than 500 years, it was also very difficult. His question should also be asked. The owner's daughter was very pitiful. His problem should also be asked. And asked without hesitation the first question. Buddha told him the turtle was reluctant to turn into a stream because it was attached to the shell on its back. Inside the turtle's shell were 20 night pearls. If the shell was removed, the turtle would turn into a stream. Buddha answered the second question. Because the monk held his precious Zen staff all day long, missing it all day long. His Zen staff was a treasure. If planted in the ground, a stream would appear. Tang monk in the past had to leave his golden bowl in the Buddha's land to attain enlightenment. If the monk were willing to let go of his regret for the Zen staff, he would have a good escape to return. Anne was very happy. He asked a third question. Buddha replied, if the deaf-mute girl saw her destined husband coming, she would be able to speak. Then Buddha smiled compassionately, looked at Anne and disappeared. Anne was satisfied. I feel that my business is nothing, or I should just live through the day, so he hurriedly returned. And came to the riverbank. The turtle quickly asked what Buddha would say, and said, please take me across the river first, then I will tell you. The turtle took Anne and he across the river, he explained the reason. After hearing, the turtle understood, then transformed, withdrew from its shell, turned into a stream, and flew away. Before leaving, the stream gave Anne, and he did not think much, took the 24 night pearls, put them in a cloth bag, and continued on his way, begging for food while returning. Going to the ancient temple, he met a monk and asked to tell him the reason. The old monk was very happy after hearing, then gave aid to ease him, and asked a Zen stick, immediately turned into a cloud and flew away, and asked to return to the door of the rich man's house. Suddenly, a girl ran out and spoke loudly. The person who asked Buddha had returned. The owner also ran out, very surprised when his daughter suddenly knew how to speak, and asked to tell him what Buddha said. The owner was extremely happy and agreed to marry his daughter to him. So, thanks to knowing how to think of others first and ask to change his fate. Today, if we can sometimes choose between our own interests and the interests of others, can we sincerely give the other person more? If we can really do that, blessings can appear in ways we never expected. If you want your life to be free of worries, learn to let go of these 12 words. The story of a young girl, 2 monks, and 12 words that make your life always troubled. There was an old monk who took a young monk to get sutras. When they reached the riverbank, a girl wanted to cross the river. Without hesitation, the old monk carried the girl across the river. After the girl thanked him, she left. The young monk kept wondering, how could the master carry a girl across the river like that? But he didn't dare to ask. After walking for 20 miles, he couldn't help but ask his master, we are monks. How could you carry a girl across the river? The master calmly said, I carried the girl across the river and put her down a long time ago, but you have carried her for 20 miles and still can't let her go. The old monk's answer contains a message that perhaps everyone needs to keep in mind. It is a message about letting go in the mind. There will be times in life when things do not go as we wish. However, knowing when to hold on and when to let go will bring us peace of mind. And from that peace, we can do many other wonderful things for ourselves and those around us. And the best way to reduce pressure is to learn to forget. In this life, there are many things we need to know how to pick up and put down at the right time. Learning to forget is one of the ways to help people balance their psychology to calmly face life. Being willing to forget is a way to balance their psychology. We need to be sincere and calmly face life. There is a very good saying that anger is using other people's mistakes to punish ourselves. If we keep remembering and not forgetting other people's shortcomings, the person who is hurt the most is ourselves. Therefore, to have joy and a peaceful life, we should not pursue the past mistakes of others. Many people like the poem, "Spring has lilies, autumn has the moon, summer has cool breeze, winter has snow. Having no worries in the heart is the beautiful season of the world. Remember what needs to be remembered, forget what should be forgotten. Live an open life. If the heart is not troubled, this life will be truly beautiful." Therefore, there is a saying, human life is only troubled by 12 words. Can't let go, can't think clearly, can't see through, can't forget. Each stage of life is like a chapter of a book. When a chapter ends, a new chapter opens. Maturity is when you know how to accept and let go.